I'm Walter from Unlimited, and welcome to this Q&A.
I got another confession to make. I'm your fool. Everyone's got their chains to break. Holding you. Were you born to resist? Don't be abused. If someone did it the best, 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 the best.
That was for a certain person, and they will know when they watch it. Welcome to this Q&A here on Unlimited, the Unlimited Facebook page, the Unlimited YouTube channel, and Unlimited One Twitter. And today's topic is video games. I have a lot of questions from a lot of different people, so let's get right down to it. Now, all of one person's question will not be answered at the same time because I'm just going off the order they were posted on the status. So, question number one comes from Francesco Bruno. What was the first console you ever played? That would be the original PlayStation. I remember I opened that one Christmas, and I just have so many memories of games from the original PlayStation, from Crash Bandicoots, your Spyros, WWF SmackDown 2, even the crappy ones like WCW, NWO Thunder, WCW Mayhem. Number two, what is your favorite type of game? That's a tough one because it all depends sometimes. Like, there will be times when I really just want to play a shooter. There will be times when I really just want to play a fighter. There will be times when I really just want to play a wrestling game. But a lot lately, I've been finding myself playing Western-style RPGs. Your Elder Scrolls series, your Mass Effects, Fallouts. Those games have been what I've been enjoying most this year. Like that style. Tim Anderley, favorite fighting game? Probably the most recent Mortal Kombat. No, scratch that. Mortal Kombat 2011. Because to me, you can take your original Mortal Kombat or your Mortal Kombat 2 or your Street Fighter 2 or your Street Fighter 3 Turbo. But I will take Mortal Kombat 2011 because to me, it had the best balance of good moves, a good system to learn, a learning curve, but also you can pick it up and play it, and it's got a good balance of playability and difficulty. Beating Shao Kahn in the last level of that game is one of the greatest accomplishments in my video gaming career. And then he asks, favorite wrestling game? Probably either SmackDown Here Comes the Pain or the original SmackDown vs. Raw. Those are, to me, the two best wrestling games ever. And there's one thing that might put Here Comes the Pain over the top, and that's no commentary. Because commentary in wrestling video games for forever, and probably for the rest of forever, is awful. Fix that or take it out. What is your favorite nostalgic childhood video game? The original Spyro the Dragon. That's the first game I really loved. If you could design a game, what would it be about, and who would your main character be, or what are some of the characteristics you would have in it, and what style of game would it be? Okay. it would be a RPG, the styling of the Elder Scrolls series. But it takes place in the Star Wars universe. And you get to create your character from scratch. You get to create your class. You can be a Jedi. You can be a smuggler. You can be a Sith. You can be a bounty hunter. You can pick which branch you go more towards. Like if you're a Jedi, if you go more towards the Force powers or the lightsaber dueling. And if you're a smuggler, if you go more towards stealth or going in full barrel. Or if you're a bounty hunter, if you go more towards brutality, or if you go towards capturing them alive. Or if you're a Sith, if you go towards more the lightsaber or the Force powers. Just give you branching things to make, branching choices to make. And I would probably make it a unique story for each class. Now, not each class and how you go about it. Like, there's a Jedi story, there's a smuggler story, there's a bounty hunter story, and there's a Sith story. And then you go around and you can put space combat in there, but I would only put it in there in minimalist amounts, because I want this game to focus on all the planets, all the different worlds you'll be able to travel to, and the different resources you'll be able to get to take your ship from point A to point B. Your point B is defined from the beginning, but everything you do between point A and point B matters. You can collect your crew on these various planets. You can make enemies. You can make friends with these people. You can, even in the different classes, you can change the way the story goes based on how you align. You could be a dark Jedi who maybe won't have the Jedi Council behind him, or if you're a Sith, you could be like a borderline dark Jedi, like who just bleeds into the Sith, who might not agree with all the brutal tactics of whoever the Overlord is. And I think that would just be brilliant, and I think it would be one of the most engaging experiences in a Star Wars video game you could ever get. Okay, what game have you put the most time in on? I don't know. All I know is the last time I looked at my Pokemon X, I was staggered to see that I had put close to 100 hours into it. So I think I'll go that one. Francesco Bruno, would you like to see a new Sega system in the future? Yes. Yes, I'd like to see any company come out, like any new company come forward to combat the Nintendo, the Sony, and the Microsoft, who, I'm not saying they've become stagnant because they haven't. I'm just saying it's become normalcy to see those three companies be the ones releasing big name consoles. I'd love to see Sega get back in the game. I'd love to see Apple try again, even though I'm kind of anti-Apple. I'd kind of love to see Samsung give it a shot. But all I would ask for, if it's Apple and it's Samsung, don't operate a game system on iOS, and don't operate a game system on Android. What do you prefer? This is from Tim Anderley. What do you prefer, single-player games or multiplayer games on Xbox 4, PS4, or computer? I prefer single-player experiences. I prefer games that get me enriched in the story, that get me like on the edge of my seat for every twist and turn, and have me against really tough computer AI, and have me invested in the characters. And I'm an Xbox gamer. And also, new top-of-the-line graphics or classic-style games. It depends. It depends on what I'm playing. If I'm playing a platformer, I kind of like the older-style graphics. But for most everything else, I like the newer graphics. Dylan Messerschmidt, how do we revive the rail shooter genre? I have a way. If you're gonna do it at home consoles, you have to treat them like they were in the arcades. Package it with 2 light guns. And there you go. Because that is what rail shooters are to me. Rail shooters are standing right next to your buddy, trying to pick off the guys on the left side, him trying to pick off the guys on the right side, or vice versa, and then you advancing on and keeping on going and trying to get it in one shot. Trying to get it in one shot, and if you can't, racing to get back in the game to help him. That is how you revive the rail shooter genre. You revive it by taking it back to its roots. You revive it by doing what it's always done. What made it really popular. What made it probably the most popular genre of arcade games other than racing. Francesco Bruno, favorite childhood game, Spyro. Tim Anderley, have you played any virtual reality system / game yet? And if not, will you, and do you like the concept? I love the concept, but I'm really paranoid about my vision. My vision's already crappy enough as it is, and I wouldn't want to risk that to have like something really high resolution this close to my face. So I probably will not. Dylan Messerschmidt, Braid or Limbo. If you haven't played either, then you're doing yourself a terrible injustice. I haven't, and I intend to. Tim Anderley, favorite Mario game? Mario Kart or GTFO? It would probably be Mario Kart 64. Even though I didn't have an N64, all the time playing that game with people is just a blast. Is just a blast. And just like even getting mad at the game is fun. When you're in the lead and someone launches a shell and you're like this close to the finish line, and then the person in second place passes you because you got hit with the damn shell. Dylan Messerschmidt, do I deserve the key to the city for beating Dark Souls? You absolutely do. It is the only game that the fucking tutorial is difficult. Like, that's insanity. So you deserve an award for that. All right, Matt Meffy. What is your favorite and least favorite game of the WWE Series 12 onward? My favorite? 14. Least favorite? 15. What is your favorite and least favorite game of the SVR series? My favorite is the original one. My least favorite is 09. 09 basically added nothing. It had a really shallow, crappy roster. And, yeah, it just really underwhelmed. What is your favorite and least favorite game of the SmackDown series? Favorite is Here Comes the Pain. Least favorite is whichever the first one on the PS2 was. I think it was Know Your Role. That game sucked. What was worse, Legends of WrestleMania or WWE All-Stars? I never played All-Stars, so I'll go Legends of WrestleMania because that game was bad. That game was bad. Favorite and least favorite game of the GTA series? Favorite 4, least favorite the first one. I did not like the original GTA, the top-down view. Did not get into that. When I eventually do gaming videos on this very channel, would you like to get involved? Meaning, would you like to get your ass handed to you? I would love to get involved. I will propose this here. I would love to, whenever I get my hands on Resident Evil 7, I would love to completely stream my first playthrough. Dylan Messerschmidt, what's your favorite bit of DLC you've ever bought? Favorite bit of DLC I've ever bought. That's a tough one. And I'm not going to count the downloadable episodes for the Telltale games because that's a cop-out. GTA 4: The Ballad of Gay Tony. That added a lot, and it was all really fun. Has a video game ever made you cry for any reason? Yes. Walking Dead Season 1. The entire narrative of that game, like, was just so emotional. And the connection you feel to Lee, and then the punch in the chest of the ending, and then everything else in between. And it's just, that game knocked me on my ass with emotions. Tim Enderley, what game was the biggest letdown for you? Aliens Colonial Marines. I remember I bought that game thinking it was going to be so good. I played through it and no, it wasn't. It was terrible. And likewise, what was a game that exceeded your hopes and expectations? Exceeded my hopes and expectations. Telltale Walking Dead series. I expected decent. I expected an okay story. I did not expect to get as emotionally invested as I did. Tim Enderley again. What game have you spent the most time playing without ever finishing or beating? Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, because I was about 35, 36 hours deep, and my save corrupted, and I couldn't load it without it freezing my console. Dylan Messerschmidt. Question of the day. Is it possible to make Sonic respectable again? Yes. And the answer is simple. You take the formula that made the series rival Mario in popularity in the early 90s, and you put it in a 3D environment. Yeah, you might have some issues keeping with a camera keeping up with that level of speed in a 3D environment, but don't rush it. Make sure the camera is on point, because if the camera loses Sonic in that style of game, it's pointless. Go back to speed, platforming, simple puzzles, and difficulty, and then you've got it. That's how you make Sonic respectable again. Dylan Messerschmidt. Which dead PS1 franchise did you prefer, Crash Bandicoot or Spyro? Spyro gave me more memories, but all in all, I prefer the Crash Bandicoot games, because I have a lot of memories of that one too, and specifically Warped. Staying up a long time, a lot of times, playing that game. Shittiest game ever made you've played? I'll go back to a way I've answered this question. This one's from Tim Enderley. Aliens Colonial Marines. That game is absolute trash. If you could have one arcade cabinet in your home, which one would it be? The original Mortal Kombat. No, Mortal Kombat 2. Matt Meffy, were you a fan of the Tony Hawk games? Yeah, I was, to a point. I didn't get into them as heavily as a lot of people did, but I really enjoyed, I think it was the second one on the original PlayStation. Tim Anderley, if you could add / modify your favorite gaming system to make it better, what would you do and why? I would take the Xbox One and make the power button actually a button and not a touch-sensitive thing. I know they did that with the One S, but yeah, I think that was a brilliant move because it's terrible just brushing against it and turning it off. Dylan Messerschmidt, what is the highest level you ever got to in zombies? Me and a buddy one time, I think, got to like 25. I don't remember which one it was, but we got to 25. Follow-up question, how is 5 not considered far and away the best zombies map ever when it has JFK, Nixon, Castro, and McNamara? I never played that one. I avoid the Call of Duty series a lot, and unfortunately, I don't see the point in buying the full game just for zombie mode. I wish they would package it separately, like at a discounted price. Tim Anderley, have you ever completed a game 100%, meaning all side quests and hidden shit, and how many have you completed completely? I'm not a completionist. I'm not. Call me a casual all you want for that. That's far from the truth. But I'm not a completionist. So no, I haven't. Matthew Mullins, will GTA 6 be better than GTA 5? And when can we expect it to be released? I think GTA 6 could be, like, if they design it from the ground up for next-gen consoles, it could be the largest game ever. Like, you could legitimately make it the entire country. And if they do that right, I think it could be better than GTA 5. And I think we just need to give them time. Because you can't expect a game the scope of a Grand Theft Auto game to be released soon. You have to give Rockstar time to work on their other things. Give them time to finish Red Dead 2. Give them time to finish LA Noire 2 or make LA Noire 2. I am begging you, make LA Noire 2. But I think we can expect it within the lifespan of the current gen consoles. Which wrestling game was better, Shut Your Mouth or Here Comes the Pain, Here Comes the Pain? Which SmackDown vs. Raw was the best one out of the series? The original. Either the original or 06. Which was better, Black Ops 1, 2, or 3? Never played them. How awesome was the N64 and GameCube? I love the N64 from what I played of it at friends' houses. And the GameCube is the most underrated console of all time. Bar none. If you ever played any of the Simpsons game, which one was the best and which one was the worst? The best, Hit and Run. The worst, Simpsons Wrestling. Simpsons Wrestling is trash. And I know, Brian Collinari, you're out there saying it was fun. It wasn't fun. It was garbage. Top 3 video game characters of all time. Good God. Mario? Link. I'm going to go full Super Nintendo and say Donkey Kong. Without those 3 characters, you would not have... With those characters, you see like an absolute influence on just about any game. Like, say, Skyrim. there'd be no Skyrim without Zelda. Without that scope of adventure. Tim Anderley again. What are, in your opinion, the best video game good guys and bad guys? Alright. Best good guys. I'm going to go different than characters. With good guys, even though I'm not a huge fan of the series, you gotta go Solid Snake. There's really very few protagonists more known than Solid Snake. I'll go Mario again and Link. I'll take Donkey Kong out of the list. Bad guys, Bowser, Dr. Eggman, Ganon. Matthew Mullins finishing it off. Have you ever played NFL Street? Also, have you ever played Blitz the League? NFL Street, no, and Blitz the League, no. I loved the old Blitz games, but after they lost the NFL license now. I played a little bit of NFL Street and I liked it. Why do they have DLCs instead of making those extras unlockable in the games like the old days? To make money. To make money, make cash, so they can charge people more for the game because they know those people are going to buy the DLCs to get the extra story content or get the extra weapons pack or the extra character packs or whatever. Because the majority of people will buy those DLCs. That's just the flat, honest truth. Alright, well, I have been Walter from Unlimited. Thank you for watching this Q&A. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and watch for the next batch of Q&As and submit questions. And until then, I will see you next time.